Good day, my name is Camila A. Lucero, a third-year criminology student, Section A. Today, I will be answering the questions in CDI 303 Fire and Arson Investigation for final oral examination. To start off with question number 1, why is fire extinguisher is necessary in building establishment? So the reason behind why fire extinguisher is significant in building establishment, it is because in any location, fire extinguisher plays a significant role or part in any fire safety plan. They are the firefighters' first line of defense, which they can save lives and property from any catastrophic damages and harm. So the second question is discuss the classes of fire extinguishers. So the following are the classes of fire extinguishers. First is the portable fire extinguisher. So portable fire extinguisher offers the greatest potential in controlling fire, and it can be immediately used within seconds. Second is the semi-portable wheeled extinguisher. So this type of extinguisher offers or provide a way in a sizable amount of extinguishing agent to a fire rapidly. Third is the pressurized and stored pressure water extinguisher. So most of these extinguishers are 2.5 gallons in capacity. Fourth is the carbon dioxide extinguisher. So CO2 is an inert gas extinguisher which they extinguish by smothering rather by cooling. The fifth is the dry chemical extinguishers. So various compounds of dry chemicals are used. So these agents are chemically treated with a substance to keep the water resistant and free flowing. Lastly is the dry powder extinguisher. So these extinguishers are designed for Class D fires. So these agents are also treated in order to remain the water resistive and free flowing under stored conditions. The third question is, what are the parts of fire extinguishers? So the following are the different parts of fire extinguisher. First is the shell. Second is the discharge valve. Third is the pickup tube. Fourth is the hose. Fifth is the nozzle. Sixth is the pressure gauge. And lastly is the CO2 cartridge. So number 4 question. Distinguish service test from hydrostatic test. So the difference between service test from hydrostatic test is that service test is an operational test of the extinguisher to see to it if this is operating properly. So this test is normally conducted at least once a year during the scheduled maintenance cycle. While the hydrostatic test is that it is the internal pressure check of the extinguisher cylinder or shell to detect if there are possible failure under pressure. So normally, this testing, the extinguisher shell or cylinder is filled with water or hydro. Number 5 question. Discuss the types of ventilation. So these are the following types of ventilations. We have 3. First is the vertical ventilation, cross or horizontal ventilation. Third is the mechanical or forced ventilation. So first is the vertical ventilation. So the method to establish the vertical ventilation is it must be worked from top and down. Heated gases and smoke rise to the highest point. Second is the cross or the horizontal ventilation. So if the gas and smoke does not reach the higher levels, the cross ventilation clears the building one floor at a time. So the windows are the easiest and the generally available common for types of building. Third is the mechanical or forced ventilation. It is a process or method whereby a device is used such as what we call this smoke ejector in order to utilize and remove the excessive heat and condensed smoke in a confined building. Number 6 question. What is the difference between fire exposure from live exposure? So the difference between fire exposure from live exposure is that fire exposure, this refers to the property exposed to the fire, such as property directly across alleys or fire building. While live exposure, this refers to the danger of lives of the occupants of any building that is seriously exposed to the fire from the building on fire. Number 7. What makes whose appliances different from whose tools? So the answer to that question is that it is because whose appliances is a piece of equipment used with fire hose in order to deliver water. So these hose appliances have running water through them, while the hose tools, it is a tools used with the hose line. Number 8. Explain the types of ladder. So we have two types of ladders, the ground ladders and the aerial ladders. So first is the ground ladders. So this vary in size of 10 to 55 feet long. It is carried on pumper or fire trucks. So it is intended to rescue, to stretch lines into the fire building, and to provide ventilation by giving access to ports, scuttles, windows, roofs, or any other places that are hard to reach. Second is the aerial ladder. So this type of ladder is a mounted on turntable which is capable of extending it up to 100 feet. Number 9 question. Why is ladder is necessary in firefighting operation? So a ladder is one of the basic firefighting tools. It is one of the important tools that we use. So a ladder is very important to any emergency situations, particularly during fire. So fire service ladders are used mostly to rescue and to obtain access to attics, to upper floors, and any structures of the roof, as well as those difficult areas that are hard to reach. Last question is number 10. What is arson fire? So arson by definition is the willful or malicious setting of fire into a building or a house that causes it to burn. So it also poses a threat to people's life and safety. And so this ends my oral examination in CDI 303 Fire and Arson Investigation. Thank you.